take a seat. We'll have a little conversation.
Excellent.
I feel like we did this when we first met.
Yep.
And now with 13 weeks under our belt, it's probably a good idea to, kind of assess.
So I moved to Heritage. The main idea was to start to do the equitation as I moved into college because I wanted to get good and get better for my team. And it's more of an equitation-based sport there, not as much the jumpers, so I wanted to learn more of what I'll be doing there. Also, I wanted to be at a big barn like Heritage where the professionals here have been doing it for so long. They brought so many students to the top of the sport, and I hope to be present in this sport someday and be professional, so I wanted to learn from the best. My short-term goals we completed this year. Our meeting at the beginning of the year, I wanted to do the WEF Equitation Cup, and we got to do it, and we're gonna get to do Devon, which is super exciting. And I've never done the equitation finals. I've never been in the Dixon Oval. I've never gone to the medal finals, the clay finals, none of it. So I'm really excited to be able to do that this year.
And now you're qualified.
Now I'm qualified for all of them.
I never rode at Devon as a junior. I've been bringing kids to Devon for 35 years, but as a junior, that was out of my reach. Financially, I didn't have the right horse. It just, the barn that I was riding at, they brought kids there and they did well, and it was always talked about. And it was much later, that I ended up riding at Devon. The first time I rode at Devon, I rode in the Grand Prix, and it was actually not the Devon Horse Show, it was a Gold Cup held at Devon. But I always understood the importance of it, and we've shared that thrill of winning the blue ribbon at the Devon Horse Show. And I'm happy to share that with you and all these kids that we're going to bring. And we always bring kids where it's their first time, all the way to maybe their last junior year and beyond. We bring amateurs and everything there. So yeah, I'm excited to be a part of that for you. When we first started together, at the beginning of WEF, the conversation was, hey, I want to do, continue with my junior jumper, and I would like to dabble in the equitation for the first time. I think we've pretty much, achieved that or accomplished that. You got a bunch of ribbons. You were able to take part in the, WEF challenge, which I think was a real goal. I think having watched you ride at, in that class or at the level that I've seen, that I felt an obligation to make sure that we come up with the next level horse for you. And I would say the challenge to find a horse for you would be that we need a horse that's experienced. We need a horse that is the right size and shape, because you're not the tallest. And so I think where an equitation horse often is a very large horse, we needed to find a big little horse. We needed to find a horse with big canter, big stride, big scope, but of appropriate size. We were fortunate enough to find Kings Road. I have to say, from the minute I saw him, I liked him, and it's been a good fit. From my point of view, I think that this winter's gone really well, and I think that this is about us now having a plan kind of moving forward.
This winter was amazing, a dream come true. I mean, just the progression from when I started with you guys early, November, December times to now, I feel like I'm a completely different rider. Yes, I started to step back from the jumpers and go more into the equitation. I love it, and I'm just really excited for what's going to happen in the future.
Yeah, I think it's exciting. I think the last time you rode at Devon, you were riding ponies, and so I think for you to get to go to Devon and ride in the main ring, I think is really exciting. And I think that most juniors in the United States would like to compete in the equitation finals at least once, and I think that we're looking like we're going to fulfill that goal for you. And I think right away I realized that, hey, if we put you on the right horse, that even though it's going to be your first time, I think we could, take a real shot at this being, competitive. And so this meeting really is about, hey, while we're at WEF, it's easy. You live a mile away, we're all in the same town. You run over, you take lessons, we found a horse. But I'm going home. We're located in New York, and so now it's on you to figure out how we're going to get you up there and get you practicing. My fear is that we go from 60 to 0 in that we're riding every day now, and that we're going to go north and it's not going to be as available to you. And so I want to make sure we have a plan. How are you going to get up there? How often are we going to get to see you? I know you're also going to graduate high school in this same time frame. But the practice happens at home. This is a new horse for us. Devon offers a 3-star USET, so whatever horse we enter that class with, we want to feel comfortable. We schooled that horse this morning. It looks like the water is going to be also no problem for him, and we're going to do the USET this week, so that we're starting to prepare now, so that we're not just going to Devon, but we feel like we're going there truly to compete. I have your mom here because a lot of the challenges now are going to be, we're going to need the help of your mom in terms of scheduling, traveling, accompanying you, on this part. It's tricky, I think, for the next, 6 to 8 weeks. So I think it's important that, she fits in on the conversation. How has this been going for you so far?
Better than I could ever have imagined. When we moved to Heritage, she said she wanted to dabble in the equitation because she's going to college and riding for a school. And, her father and I are quite supportive of her riding career. And you and your team have made it easy, right? We set short-term goals when we first got here, and she's achieved those goals already. And so from our perspective, it's onward and upward, and I feel like you've set her up for as much success as she could possibly have. So yeah, I could not rave more about what you've done so far, and her father and I are going to make sure that she flies up as often as she can, because as you said, preparation happens at home, and we're going to make sure that when she walks into that oval at Devon, that she is as prepared as she could be.
Yeah, that's the goal. And for sure the success of this program is based on the communication. I think that it's important that throughout the year we have these pit stops where we get together and say, hey, what are we doing right? What are we doing wrong? What do we have to do? And I saw this circuit that you were thriving on a horse that was a little too big for you, wasn't an automatic changer, but was a good partner. And I thought, if I just tweak this a little bit, this could really be a lot of fun for everybody and very, competitive. That horse is making me look really good because it just happened so fast. I'm really excited. I think that we've done well by you for the last few months. I'm thrilled that we have horses going forward. Now it's going to be a little bit challenging to get you guys to us because I live in New York and that's where I'm training. And I want to feel like we go to that event as prepared as possible. And I want to share our story and our journey with others, because I think that people that don't have the means or the opportunity to go to Devon or go to a championship, or they're at home training by themselves, I want them to kind of get a glimpse of what we're about and what we're doing, and we're sharing that. So
I also wanted to say, Andre, that not only have you helped her achieve her goals riding-wise by finding her this new horse and getting to do the equitation championship, you've also given her this inspiration to want to work hard for you and your team. And as a parent, you couldn't ask for something more, right? You're teaching her how to be a good horsewoman, not just the good rider, and not just the rider that wants to go win at finals. This is the kid who wants to learn how to manage the tack, learn how to magna wave, and your team has gone above and beyond to help give her that part, which I think is critical in becoming a good horsewoman.
I'm happy to hear you mention, the service was the intent of us having full service was so that kids could do other things. They could go to school, come and ride their horses, and get back in a timely fashion, after school in New York to go home and do their homework and complete their day. What has happened, or can happen, is that it becomes, hey, I don't touch my horse. And so often kids end up at a very high riding level with no horsemanship skills. And our staff has really embraced the idea that if you want to learn it, and you want to touch your horse, and you want to bathe your horse, and you want to tack your horse up, and do all of those things, we are encouraging that. And it goes hand in hand. Our most successful riders have been complete horse people, horsemen. They can ride, they can, braid their horse, they can put their horse away, they can, and my staff can do all of those things. We have a tremendous amount of support, but I know how to braid, I could drive the truck, I could feed and medicate, I could clean the stall, I could ride the horse, I could do all of the pieces. And I hope that I'm sharing that with my team, and we're sharing that with our students. Nothing can make me happier than to see, my students be good horsemen. And then, listen, 35 years, some of the most prominent horsemen now in our sport, I have been a part of that journey, which, I would say that I'm hoping that that's really my legacy as I move forward.